we are huge Sonic fans in this house. And I have two kiddos, 11 and 8. And they were like, they watched we got a little screener and they were like, can we stay home today? I was like, no, you have to go to school. So they were like so excited. We have Sonic costumes and everything. But
Oh,
so my first question, Deven, we only got to watch episode 1. Do you have a favorite? Do you have like a favorite scene or something out of the episodes that we can look forward to once they're all streaming on Netflix?
ooh, for me, it's everything about exploring Sonic's dynamic with this version of Tails that's never met him before
Yeah.
in New York City. And Tails is actually the character that I've always related to the most. Because he's really all about kind of using his brain, thinking things through. He's more shy, he's more timid. And to see how he has been affected by not having that role model to look up to is something that was really, really interesting and shocking for me to explore in a good way. And that kind of went into my performance very much as Sonic is going like, oh my goodness, what's going on? How is Tails like this? I'm thinking the same thing. So it's been really, really fun to explore, and I think a lot of people are going to get a kick out of that, especially other Tales fans such as myself.
Oh, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that was one of my questions. Besides, if you weren't voicing Sonic, I mean, what other character would you want to voice? So I'm assuming it would be Tails.
I would say if my voice could actually stay there, it would definitely be Tails.
And Logan, what about you? Favorite scene or favorite episode we can look forward to?
There's a lot of great stuff in that first drop.
I know.
And so many different aspects and elements of the show. There is a stairwell fight in episode 4 that is like beyond bonkers. So from an action perspective, is it episode? It's episode 3 actually. Yeah, it just absolutely amazing. His introduction is something that I really love. There's a moment where he enters the fight in the cave where he's fighting Eggman, and he yawns him. Yawn. Yep, I yawn you, Eggman. It just like so poignantly sets up his character from both a comedic standpoint and like, yeah, he's dealt with Eggman so many times. He's pretty confident he's going to win this fight. It just says so much about him. And also the moment he rips past Big and Green Hill, where he goes back to help him, I just thought was such a cool, cute part of his character. Where like he shows how much he cares about his friends, and he's a hero with the heart of gold, but he's got a little bit of a blind spot in terms of like his confidence and what his friends bring to the table. So seeing him learn and self-reflect on, his appreciation for his friends is a pretty cool part of the journey.
Definitely, definitely. Deven, what made you want to be a part of this series and sign on to this?
um Again, like getting to take on a character that was very much inspiring to me as a shy kid is just a very, very surreal sort of experience. It's not something that I ever thought I would be doing, but life is funny like that. And I've just gotten so much great material to work with as far
Yeah.
as where the story goes. It's a familiar character, but you're putting him around familiar characters, but suddenly it's this unique situation with the paradox prism where things are not quite what he is expecting, and I get to go on this roller coaster ride along with Sonic as I'm reading these scripts and saying, "Wow, we're going here? Okay, I guess. Wow." So it's all very, very genuine. A lot of what Sonic feels is what I feel.
Yes. Okay. Any challenges while voicing the character, while you guys started, this whole process? Any challenges?
I would say for me, I wouldn't say quite so much challenge because I try to almost prepare for everything in a sense. But there have been a lot of unexpected twists and turns with how sort of deep things got to go, how sort of low key and empathetic I often got to play with tones, scenes that really, really require that sort of emotional sort of tone. So really getting to explore a side of the character that we don't get to see very often. That element of the self-reflection is really something I enjoyed getting to delve deep into.
I like that. Okay. And do you remember the first time you ever watched Sonic or played a Sonic game?
Uh, I do remember. my two first experiences. My first time ever playing a Sonic game was way back at a video store kiosk. Remember those? They had Sonic and Knuckles. They had set up, and I remember being mesmerized by that music of of the Mushroom Hill Zone. So that was my first tiny little taste, but I never actually owned the Sega system. So it
Yeah.
was several years later where I finally actually got to play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, and I was instantly mesmerized. And I was like, "Oh, this is what I've been missing out on. Now I understand. This is where the party was at the whole time." But even before that, though, I was still always really deep into the cartoons with that whole
Yeah.
larger than life energy and swagger in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. With that, I'm too cool for school. Like that was a character that I really connected with right off the bat.
Same. Okay, and Logan, what about you? I mean, do you remember the first time, you watched Sonic or you played a Sonic game? And I mean, now you're getting to do this. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy full circle journey for me. As a kid growing up or a teenager, we had Nintendo. My brother used to hog it all the time, and then I saw Sega Genesis come out, and I was like, "What is that? It looks cool. It's fast. Who is this character?" So I was immediately attracted to Sonic as a character, and I worked my butt off and saved up a bunch of money and bought my own Sega Genesis. If I wouldn't allow my brother to play, so it became that was my entry point into the world of Sonic, and I just loved that original game, and then Sonic Adventures 2 was the level up from that. I loved that game as well. I was big into skateboarding, and he started grinding in that game, and I was like, this guy is so awesome. So he was immediately appealing to me as a character. And then to get to explore it with this series and honor that legacy, that 30-year history that he comes along with, and for the series to be part of the canon and then launch it into crazy, wild, new, and unexpected ways has just been one of the most incredible experiences of my career, certainly.
Definitely. Like I said, we're huge fans, and oh my gosh, yeah, that's just so cool. Any challenges with you while, like putting this all together and, with the series and everything?
Absolutely. I mean, we really wanted to get it right, and there's one way to get it right and a million ways to get it wrong, and making sure we service that that legacy in a true and authentic way, but also tell a compelling story that really pushes those characters into new and difficult and uncomfortable places, and then balance that sort of seriousness with the comedy at the same time to ensure that it's an appealing show for the whole audience, whether your kids are brand new to the property or the franchise or the show in general. There's enough Easter eggs in there for legacy fans to enjoy. And there's an elevated narrative with this serialized storytelling on Netflix that, will keep the whole audience hooked. And it's something the whole family can sit down and enjoy. And it's coming December 15th, just in time for the holidays, or the family can gather around and watch it together. So we're just so excited for it to get out there and to have everybody experience it.
Definitely. Any talks about a season 2 already?
Nothing official.
Nothing yet? Okay.
The first 8 episodes are coming out on the 15th, and there are more episodes. I can't say how many or when, but there are more episodes that are being done, and we're pretty excited for the whole thing. It's also premiering in Roblox on December 10th.
Yes.
The premiere episode is going to premiere there on Saturday, December 10th. So that's pretty exciting. And then that full first 8, December 15th on Netflix. So we're just like so excited. It's been so long. It's been a long time coming. We're a few years in development, a few years in production. So to be at this moment where it's finally coming out, and all the hard work that, our whole crew at Wild Brain Studios and on the Sega side and the Netflix side, for it all to be coming together, everything that Deven's thrown in there, man, we put him on a crazy journey, and he certainly got to go through those ups and downs, himself as a character. So we're over the moon about this all coming out at this time.
Oh, and so are we. We can't wait to see more, and we look forward to it very much. So thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Yeah, great to talk to you.
Thanks.